everyone should want to sew knits because it's comfy, right? Comfy, comfy, comfy. I think I just banged the microphone. So come on. And if you're a beginner, you can do it too. Everyone's a beginner at some stage. You probably don't even have the fear. We'll look at that later. We're going to go through how to, we're going to look at tips, and then how we all got so scared of sewing knits. Nothing fancy here. You can do it. Right, so we're just using a sewing machine. Basics. Needle. We need a stretch one. Okay, we certainly do not want to be using a universal needle. All sorts of problems. Okay, you can't use one. You've got to use one. That's for stretch. So you could use a jersey, you could use a ballpoint, but your stretch one is always going to trump them all. It'll eliminate a lot of problems. Now, while I'm here, let's have a look at thread. So you've got to go with polyester thread. You can't use a cotton. Certainly not going to use metallics. Okay, polyester thread, it's got to be name brand and it needs to be stored well. Okay, so you can see mine is stored away from dust, it's stored away from direct sunlight, and both those things are going to degrade your thread. And that'll lead to problems too. Goodman, Metla, Rasant, something with a good name brand, reputable source, Bob's your uncle. So sewing machine only, we're going to use a zigzag stitch, and well, don't bother with your lightning. I really haven't found that works very well at all. Zigzag stitch, you can do it all. So we're going to go over here and we're going to set the zigzagginess, how wide the zigzag is. I'm putting on very, very narrow. Okay, it's only about 1.5. I could go narrower, and I'm going to test that in just a minute. I'll show you. And then this is the length. Let's just take that down. It's a bit long. Okay, and I'll end up taking it down a bit more than this as well. But test it on your fabrics. Now, I do assume that you already know how to put your needle in, so this is back to the stretch needle thing. There's a round side and a flat side, flat to the back on my machine, should be on yours, up, all the way up, and you're done. All right, stretchy material test time. Viscose jersey, you can see it's stretchy. Now, this little picture here, there is a hole right there that your material can sometimes get sucked into because it's stretchy, all right? And it's a big size hole. So what I'm showing you here is that I'm starting my stitch not on the edge, slightly away from the edge. And that helps it not to go down that hole, okay? And get eaten by your machine, hopefully. Now I've also got my tails behind, and you might have seen that I held them. That also helps. So I'm just going along with the zigzag here. You'll go nice and slowly. I'll speed this up for the sake of the video. It also tends to roll stretch fabric, so just undo the rolls if that happens. Not that I'm making anything, I'm just showing you. We'll pretend it's a cuff. All right, this is what it's looking like on that setting. Okay, it's a zigzag, it's a narrow one. Does it have stretch? Yes, it does. No popped stitches, and I'm putting a bit of a yank on that, you know, wouldn't normally go do that. But that's what it looks on the outside, and not necessarily happy with the quality because I feel like the gaps between those stitches are a bit big. Doesn't seem like a worthy seam to me. So back we go and we test again. I've taken my length down a bit and I've taken my zigzag down a bit. So it's a bit narrower, it's a bit shorter. Let's test this one out and see what it looks like. So there we go. A little bit narrower, a little bit shorter. Still got stretch worthiness. I'm not popping a stitch when I put pressure on it. And this is what it looks like. So I've got contrast thread in there. Yours won't look like that if you have good thread. It's not bad. I still want to get it better. And this is this process of trial and error, which we do, and we always do it with an overlocker as well, getting it right for the material you're working on. So here we go. I've whacked down the narrowest again, and I've actually taken down the length. I don't know if you can see the difference, but the last one's the most narrow and the shortest. Still got stretchability there, no popping stitches. Let's see what this seam looks like from the good side. Now I'm yanking out the material there so you can see the stitches, but this is, look, you're not going to do that in real life, are you? But this is what it looks like. It looks like a normal seam, but it's zigzag. Now I did it with these shorts when I attached the waistband to these shorts. I'll put the video there just to prove to you that it can be done. Now I want to prove to you, because I'm holding something that you're probably going, oh, sparkly pretty. I was a dancer until I became disabled 4 years ago. And I started making my professional costumes before I got my overlocker. So I really want you to understand that it is quite possible to sew knits with just your basic sewing machine. So let's have a look at this. We've got one of the seams of the leotard. Now this is 4-way stretch. Well, looks like a decent seam, right? And it does help that I've matched the colour of the thread. Let's have a look at the inside. Okay, we have all of our construction inside costumes, including our underwear. That's done on a sewing machine. There you go. That's just done on a very small, so not very long and not very wide, zigzag stretch. Zigzag stitch. And I don't have to finish my edges because the jersey doesn't fray. So hopefully I've proved to you that it's totally possible, but there are more things for your sewing than just seaming. There are a whole bunch of other things. You might want to do hems that stretch. Okay, you might want to do binding that stretches. So I'll put some links into the description box for you if you need to discover all of those things, because I've got loads of them on the channel, okay, loads of them. I'm a stretch sewist. I live in comfy stretch stuff, and I want you to as well. And we haven't even got to the tips yet. This is just how to. So stay tuned. Now, I do want to talk about material, because just like the basics of needles and threads and settings on the machine, choose your material. Now, surprisingly, with knit sewing, I want you to go for the expensive stuff. Don't go cheap because you're a beginner. Okay, cheap with stretch fabric means you need a little bit of experience, and it could be downright disastrous and nasty. So you're going to go with some quality stretch fabrics, and not all stretch fabrics are the same. Here are a list of fabrics that I would recommend for beginners, and there are certain brands as well. They are pricey, but they will work for you. Guaranteed. They're just a dream to work with. So I don't want you to shoot yourself in the foot. Buy expensive fabric, especially for your first go with knits. I want you to get a really good experience and fall in love with it. So just like you wouldn't choose to go straight to a silk chiffon as a beginner, you'd maybe do a cotton lawn because it's far more stable. You do want to make some wise choices about the first knits that you work with, because some knits are more stable and they're going to be less problematic. Let's go first of all to something that is maybe less stable. You can see, I hope, just how fluid this is. If I held it up maybe to the light, I'm not quite sure how to do that, but it's sort of a little bit sheer because it's so fluid and light and fine in its construction. Beautifully stretchy. And then if we compare that to, say, this has no elastane in it. This is just knitted. You can see there's no stretch there. It's still a net. Well, it's got a little bit of maybe just from knit in its construction. It's got a little bit. But that one, you can see it's a bit more crisp. That one, beginner friendly. Then you've got your winter ones. If you want beginner friendly knits, like you can see just how stretchy this is. It's gorgeous. It's also got some fluidity to it. This is a Ponte Milano, I think. There's two types of Pontes. Milano has a little bit more fluidity in it. It's a viscose Ponte. So Pontes are known to be very, very stable. They're kind to work with for beginners. And then, of course, it looks very, very knitted. It's got stretch in one direction. But knits come in all shapes and varieties. Probably the hardest one, well, I'll show you at the sewing machine. So very, very difficult fabric according to my text. This, you can see just how fine it is and how stretchy it is. It's super stretchy, it's super thin. You can see it curls and it's got a high risk of getting sucked into your machine, of skipped stitches, of everything. Okay, so my text when I get my machine serviced, because sometimes it doesn't work on this and I sew this all the time, I send in this sample. So if you're having trouble, send your sample in with your text so they can work on it and they make it work for me. But they curse me, they do tell me it's the worst one. Right, apologies for the lighting. We've got a storm running by and I don't know what's going on with the lights. But we have to get on to the tips. So tips, you've got the how-to, but when everything goes wrong, what do? Well, check all your basics, number one. Definitely check your stretch needle. Number two, you might want to try a walking foot. There'll be a whole nother video on that because we don't have time. But a walking foot stabilizes your fabric as it progresses under the needle. Now, on that note, sometimes when you are sewing with knits, particularly, one will travel a little quicker than the other. So you do need to take down the presser foot tension. Just lighten that a bit and it helps. The other thing that can happen is that it sometimes can like bubble or go a little crooked or just like, why isn't this just flat and even and perfect and feeding? Stop when you notice that with the needle down, lift the presser foot up and smooth your fabric out and then keep going. So that's a skill that you need to learn. All right, walking foot, press foot, needles all the time. You might want to try tracing paper. Now, I've never done it because I've never needed to. My machine does its job. But many people, when they have troubles, they'll put tracing paper underneath their project and it helps. You just rip it off afterwards. Now, why that helps is because you know that hole, yeah, and choose up your material. So you're kind of covering that over and it helps to progress your fabric without dramas. So there's your tips. Oh, and please remember, don't stretch your fabric unless you're doing a specific technique like stretch binding. You just let your machine feed the fabric through. Don't go stretching it. You'll get some weird advice from probably woven sewers who don't know how to sew stretch. I've had it said to me by a tech who was blaming my machine playing up on user error. I knew it wasn't. I never went back to him. Went to my good old techs. He said to me, oh, well, you have to stretch the material when you sew stretch material. That's how the factory workers do it. And I just said, rightio. Didn't really say anything to him because I knew better. They don't. Do not stretch your material as you've seen. You can do it for certain techniques when it's required. So don't stretch your material. And what else was I going to say? Make friends with your tech. Big one. So why are we all so scared of knits? Look, I can tell you from the years that I've lived in, I was taught from the age of about 5 by my grandma. And my grandma was a professional seamstress, or had been before she retired. I learned on very old Singer sewing machines. Now, I do believe they had, at least one of them, had a zigzag. But the really old ones didn't have the zigzag. Okay, I know she had one of those as well. Now, when I grew to maybe teenage years, that's when knit fabrics entered the market. And my grandma was like, oh, I don't know how to do those. And it was that gave me fear. She had fear because she was this impeccable seamstress who worked amazingly with woven fabrics because that's all they were. And these seamstresses who are masters of woven fabrics are true masters. When something new comes, I think we all get a bit scared. I think that's normal. So while she didn't actually say, oh, I'm scared of that, but just that little standing back a bit, that passed her maybe unacknowledged fear down to me. So I thought, oh, that's going to be hard. No, don't do that. And I didn't actually start sewing knits until I was dancing and needing professional clothes. I was teaching, I was dancing, and I was in stretchy clothes full time. They had to be quite elegant and glammed up, and I started sewing them. And I don't know why it took me that long, because I have a wardrobe full of comfy clothes and I had a wardrobe full of elegant dancing clothes. Okay, for all my nights out with my students, for all the nights out, and my life was nights out. Okay, I was doing it all the time, stretchy clothes, plus my professional costumes. And then, of course, I was a little bit limited because I didn't like the unfinished look of my seams, even though that's perfectly safe, and I advanced to get my overlocker. Never looked back. The overlocker is the most wonderful invention ever if you're sewing knits. So if you're on the fence about getting one, get one, use it for your knits. Beautiful. But where did the fear come from? Like I said, I think it's from the unknown, from the masters that entered a new era where there were stretch fabrics. And I can tell you, as a dancer, I was very good, but I didn't really want to go and be bad at something. So I didn't change dance styles. And I think that's just human nature. We don't go into new territory because we're going to be bad at it before we're good at it, and because it's a bit scary. So that's where I think it's come from. And somehow it's become this kind of rule. Beginners don't sew knits. Don't do knits as a beginner. It's really hard. It's not hard. You let your machine do its job, and it's perfectly easy. Now, you do have to know the tips and the know-hows that I've already given you, but go for it. And if you're a seasoned sewist who's just got all the couture skills and you are not doing knits, well, if you don't want to, don't. But don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear stop you. You're in for comfiness. So enjoy your comfy life, enjoy knits, and tell me why you're scared of sewing knits, or why you haven't done it yet, or what you need to know to get you into it more. Enjoy your comfy life, and I will see you next time.